maybe we should just go right back to your beginnings with Father Walter, Mother Valbar, and your brother and sister growing up right there in Harlem, running into Fats Waller and Louis Jordan. Could you say a word about your early formation, my brother?
Yeah, well, I was very, very fortunate. Again, it happens for a reason. I was born in Harlem. I used to march up and down the street with my grandmother, who was an activist in my family. We used to march up and down Lenox Avenue in parades for the Scottsboro Boys, for Paul Robeson, for W.E.B. Du Bois, for Bloomingdale's, I believe it was a big store on 125th Street. And at that time, they wouldn't let our people in there. We couldn't go into Bloomstein's, I think it was. Bloomstein's. We couldn't go in there in 125th Street. And also, we used to march against that and go up parades all the time. I was fortunate. I had my grandmother was holding me by the hand. I was 3 or 4 years old or something. And I got the message quite early that there was a fight on. That's part of life. And hey, it's wonderful. That's part of it. We got to be strong. We got to fight the good fight. And I learned that quite early with my grandmother, God bless her. And I'm still fighting the fight, man. I'm still fighting the fight.
Yes.
That's
yes,
beautiful.
Indeed.
That's beautiful.
It's, by coincidence, I was born in Harlem myself, and my father was born in Harlem, and he's about 6 or 7 years older than you. And he's still here too. So
great.
Yeah, his name is George. Who knows? Y'all might know each other because he talks so glowingly about that early period, being near the Apollo and the Savoy, and watching the Nicholas brothers go down the street and just break into a whole dance routine, and just this vibrant arts culture, arts, politics, and culture all together. Can you talk a little bit about that Mecca, that sense of community that the artists and the politics, which you've already mentioned, but how the artists and the community were so connected in that time?
Oh, yeah. Well, you said the right word. They were connected. So we had to, in Harlem, that was the place. I remember people were saying, oh, man, we came from different parts of the world, came from down south and stuff. Man, we got on the subway, and when we got off at 135th Street and Lenox Avenue, we got come to the kingdom. This was Harlem. It was music every place. All this great music, stride pianist, Fats Waller was writing plays and playing at theaters for organ and playing, and his jazz bands every place you looked. Well, up here to Savoy, you had the great drummer. Now you're going to get me because my 90 years old is coming in now, but there was a great drummer, Chick Webb. You had Chick Webb up there. You had people like Erskine Hawkins playing up at the Savoy. You had 2 bands, one on Savoy. We used to call the Savoy up on 140th Street, Lenox Avenue. We used to call the Savoy the track because it was built on it was like a track for racing, guys running around the track. And you used to have one band on one side of and then another band on the other side. One band started playing, and the other band stopped playing. Then they was go right there, and they called it the home of happy feet, the Savoy Ballroom. And so that was going. We had that. Of course, we had the Apollo. I heard all the music. That's where I went to school. I heard all the music. Every musician would come to New York. I'd hear them at the Apollo Theater. Everybody that needed to hear, they all came through the Apollo Theater. Everybody. Duke Ellington, Tiny Bradshaw, Lil Green, Billie Holiday, Andy Cook. You see, these are the people that instilled in me pride of being black, pride of having something that nobody else had. White folks had to come up to Harlem so that they can get some soul, so they can get some feeling, some good vibes. They had to come to Harlem. That's where it was at. That's where it was at.
Wow. Well, Sister Tricia's crucial point about connected, though, is something that we'd want to build on because, you know, on the one hand, now your grandmother's a Garveyite, is that right?
Yes, she was a Garveyite. That's right.
She got a Garvey, and then
she
you
was,
listening to the Golden
Garvey.
That's right. Now you listen to the Golden Gate Quartet on the radio. They singing about Jesus. But then we got Fats Waller out there with his joy flowing and his genius at work, even though he'd be dead at 39, as you know. Could you say something about the leap that takes place when you encounter the music of the towering Coleman Hawkins at that intellectual level? And what happens to your sense of calling, this sense of what you are here to do, what the higher powers have called Sonny Rollins to do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, see, it wasn't just about entertainment. See, if you're young and you don't understand, and you're looking at the if you're white and you're looking at the movies and stuff, then you think, hey, well, black people's just here to make me laugh, to make me feel good, and blah blah blah. But of course, that wasn't true. Coleman Hawkins, you just mentioned him. Coleman Hawkins represented the highest intellectual jazz that was happening at the time. He was black. Coleman Hawkins. We call him the father of the tenor saxophone, Coleman Hawkins. And he, so then, you know, you find out, well, hey, man, we're smarter than anybody out here. We're creating this system here that they call America. It's created by us. So, Coleman Hawkins, Fats Waller, I heard a little bit about, I had a very close relative of mine. His name was Ashley Tottenham. He was involved with A. Philip Randolph. He was one of the people that started the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the Pullman Porters. Ashley Tottenham came up to A. Philip Randolph on Lenox Avenue around 1925 and said, hey, man, we need to have some representation in the Pullman Porters. They're treating us like slaves. And it was right out of slavery that the Pullman Porters started a wonderful group. So I'm so happy Ashley Tottenham was one people that was we knew close. But it was all of this was happening in Harlem. All of this was happening. Now, when I go to Harlem today, I haven't been there in many years, but I see it as completely different. It doesn't, I don't get anything out of it because it's not the way it was back in the days. The Lafayette Theater and all those people, and this is my life. This is my life, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the Creator for I'm the happiest person alive at 90 years old, man, because look what the Creator's given me.